Yo, what's up, guys? Back again, another recap. And sorry, it's gonna be another late upload. I fucking crushed my finger today at work, and I was being a little bitch about it, and I wanted to go take a nap. Try to make sure it wasn't hurting as much as I could, and I also didn't want to trade Asia today, so I thought it was a good thing if I nap, and I will not allow myself to trade Asia, and it's a good thing I did that because yeah, Trump was talking. I don't even know what he said. I haven't even looked yet. Like, I literally just woke up. But this shit ripped like 750 points. So we're kind of screwed for tomorrow. And there goes all my draws on liquidity. But before we even get to that, today I did get my last winning day. As you can see up here on my balance, I did take half of that, so I took a $3,225 USD payout out. It's on my Instagram story if you don't believe me. Link in the description. But did just take that out. That is number 9 on the year, so pretty damn solid. Turns out to about 4,000 Canadian. And I did have a pretty good day today. I took 6 trades, 2 yesterday and 4 today. 2 break evens, 1 loss, 1 win. You can see I didn't actually take 10 trades. Starts here on gold. I have 2 losses. Then this big win that I scaled into, you can see here. And then this one was a loss. This one and this one were break even. And this one were part of that. So all 4 of these are all scaled in together. And this last one was a break even as well. So 6 trades, not 10. And technically in New York session today, I'm up about $750, I believe, because I came into New York this morning down 600. So I probably could have made more, but I wanted to maintain my $150 because I wanted to get that payout because God knows what's going to happen with Trump in the next few days. So I wanted to secure it. And then if I blow this, I at least got some money in my account. That being said, I did pass half a combine today as well. Pretty easy. 13-minute trade, though, which is kind of scary when you're risking the whole account. That was the first exact same short I took in my other account today. But yeah, let's get into this today. I mean, yesterday we didn't have anything during Asia, but Trump had spoke. So what really killed me was volume was still dead from this. And this morning we didn't really have anything other than Trump tweeting the craziest shit I've ever seen, bruh. Let me see if I can find this. My God, this is what I woke up to. If you guys didn't see this, is this it right here? No. So this is what just happened with the S&P and the NASDAQ. Suspended bombing attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. So that is why we pumped 800 points. I'm not going to read the rest of this, but basically the 2-week ceasefire is why we pumped. And basically, guys, Pakistan fucking saved us. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, so it looks like he extended it for 2 weeks, which I kind of figured he was going to do. Trump likes to talk a big game, look like the big guy, and then usually do this kind of shit. But let's see if I can find what I woke up to this morning, because that was diabolical. This. So Trump, I literally wake up at 5 a.m., right, to go to work. And this was at 5:08. I wake up and he says a whole civilization will die tonight. Never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. Like, holy market manipulation, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, that's a war crime. You can't just fucking bomb the shit out of a civilization. But second of all, you didn't even fucking do it. So why are you saying you're gonna do it? Like, Trump, man. Trump sometimes. But yeah, that's what I woke up to this morning. That was fucking, like, diabolical to wake up to. There was hella news scandals today, guys. Like, it was just leaving wicks, like, everywhere. Like, there was this one here. And I don't know where that was. That was at 5. So right here is basically we got this dump. Kind of had this little wick here because of that tweet. But anyways, let's start with the gold. I'm not going to go over these too much. You guys know I trade gold kind of weird. It's not really based upon a strategy. It's kind of just reading order flow and whatnot. But I basically took a short position right about here. We had got the inversion on all this good stuff here, these bullish candles, and I just wanted to dump down to this, I believe this was Asia low here, and I actually went a good amount into profit on this trade, and then I got wrecked at, let's go down to the 1 minute so I can actually see this better. I did end up getting wrecked on this. Oh fuck. My tripping balls are, where did I, okay, I started this way too early. It's right here, sorry. Okay, and then I got stopped out right there. It's because I was looking on the 15 minute. So yeah, this actually ran a good amount into profit, but it stopped me out first. Right up there. And yeah, I was just targeting down to this low, just based off the inversion. We swept a bunch of highs. We were trending bearish. Nothing really much to say. I'm not gonna go over this too much. Like I said, we had an hourly gap. We had inversed, and I just wanted to see this low get taken, but my dumbass decided to lose $260 on that, which again, it did go a bit into profit afterwards, but I don't know. I decided to just switch my bias up right away and basically take a long, because I told you guys yesterday I was like in the process of selling a car while I was doing this, so I wasn't really paying attention. That's why I'm not doing a full in-depth recap right now. But I did take a long here, and I floated in profit for a little bit, got stopped out there. I think I was just targeting up to the top of this gap or something. I don't really remember, guys. I was in the process of selling car. None of that really matters, but I was down about $560 going to New York this morning, and that's all I really want to go over. I don't really give a fuck about the gold. I'm done trading Asia, and holy fuck, this is a big wick. Jesus. Okay, well, man, we're gonna have a rough day tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. We just took out every single one of our draws, which is just awesome. That was like a lot of days worth of longs we could have taken, and we just lost it all. But yeah, so it's all taken out now, but we did have these highs and this 4-hour gap up here. That was kind of the buy side. Sell side, we only had Asia and this weak open low I liked, and we had this gap that we'd been respecting. And originally I kind of wanted longs, but when we opened up, it was pretty obvious that shorts were going to be the things that played out today. On the 15-minute time frame coming into market open, we had this giant, like, I don't even know what you call this, but this was just weird. I think it was due to news. I didn't really look too much into it, but originally we had this 1-hour gap here, which we inverse up, and then all of a sudden we just blow this up back down, and we still had this hourly gap here we were respecting. So I wasn't really focusing on the high time frames today, to be honest, because this was just a whole lot of bullshit to me, like market manipulation tweets and shit. So I wasn't really too concerned about that. It was all about kind of how I felt on the lower time frames coming into market open. And as you can see, We obviously get that inversion. We have these 15-minute gaps here. I'm just going to make these two together. And we respect those very hard. We tap into them right at market open. And that was kind of my cue to entry right there. We get this beautiful like scam wick up that spanned like 70 points right at market open, which swept out, I believe this was also a data high here, and that was kind of my cue to go shorts after we got 1 minute inversion right here, and I entered, sorry, I actually entered a bit earlier. I entered right here. I entered off this 1 minute inversion, my bad. So right here we tap back into it, and I entered a short position right on this candle, and my stop was all the way up here because I figured we had already opened, right, which caused this, and I figured there was a chance that we come up and we take out this wick, just because the market makers like to take out the days open. So I figured there's a chance. I left my stops above this. I took this on the combine and the live account, and my target was all the way down to this new week. That was the week's opening low within this gap, and this took a decent amount of time. I mean, I was out at 7:01. Am I looking at the right trade, or? Oh, maybe it was just, sorry, it was just to this low. I didn't target all the way down to that low, so I'm tripping out. So I was right down to there. This was about a 1 to 1.25. On the live account, I was only risking about $600 or $700, I think, something like that. And obviously in the combine, I was risking my whole account on this, but when I added positions, I added position here, and this ended up being like a 6 contract trade or something like that, and it ended up being a $900 win, basically no drawdown other than at the start, and my combine was out right about here because I obviously was playing with 20 micros on that account, or 2 minis, so that was out pretty fast, but that was a really solid trade in my opinion. The only thing I didn't like is that we didn't come back up and sweep this out. But that's not always going to happen. And yeah, I did actually try to target that later in the day. We had now taken this Asia low. We had tapped into this gap, still respected it. I did really actually like longs after we took this low. I was just not willing to long today after, well, I was willing to long, but I wasn't willing to long right away. We take this new week open low here, and we get this beautiful 15-minute inversion. But I didn't like that we had this up here, and I kind of wanted till we waited till we inversed all of this first, which we got the big one, but we didn't get this one here, and this kind of fucked me over because I did take a few long positions. I know this is the tiniest fair value gap I've like ever seen, but it did cause me some troubles today because I started entering my long positions right about on this candle here, and we could not close above this gap. But we had this daily open, like I said here, and that was kind of my target. I mean, the best entry would have been obviously right here. I saw a lot of people take that, entering right here, targeting all the way up to here. That was a really good trade. I don't know if I'd call it trade of the day because of what Trump was saying, I was super bearish. I did not want to long anything till we had a lot of confirmation. And to me, until we inversed, I wanted to see at least this candle get inversed first on the 15-minute before I even considered longs, which wasn't till all the way up here, right? So it was almost at full TP at that point. And for me, I didn't like it just because Trump was just saying crazy shit all day that was all negative. So I was just worried about longs. But in hindsight, this was a good trade right off the bottom, off that sweep. Get a beautiful 15-minute inversion all the way down to the 1 minute. Retap into it, enter, bang, 1 to 3. Pretty good trade there. I like the short better this morning, but that was a very good trade as well. I did take longs, but it wasn't till all the way up here, like I mentioned, and I'm not going to go over these too much because I did just kind of repeat the process 3 times. I was very antsy about getting these longs. But we did come up above this here, and I entered one here. Again, basically just based off what I said, we had inversed all the higher time frame gaps, hourly gaps, 15-minute gaps, and I just wanted to see us push up to this day's open, and this one stopped me out pretty much right away. I got kind of wicked out right here, but we came down lower anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. This was a $158 loss, and then we ended up coming back down that under that 15-minute gap, like I was saying to you guys, because the 15-minute candle closed right here, right? So, and you can see we still closed below it, and then we go right back above it right after. So I don't know what this was. This was like some weird news candle. It kind of just wicked up and down, and that's what actually took me out. So I don't know. I didn't see anything on Financial Juice, but it was not normal. It just kind of went up and down really fast and wicked me out. But we were still respecting this 1 minute gap, and I did enter again basically right away. Like, I was just really trying to hit this fucking long position, not really thinking about it. And I only had about $300 in profit at this point, and I just lost 150, so I only have 150 on the day still. So I really should have just called it a day after this, and that is the wrong way, sorry. But I didn't because I'm an idiot, and I kept trading because I really wanted these longs to play out. And this one actually kind of pisses me off because I should have. Oh man, imagine if I stayed in longs this whole time. I know I couldn't have because it's a prop firm, but fuck, that is generational entry right there. But I had my stops on this one a lot wider because I didn't want to get nailed again. So we had this gap here, this 3 minute gap, this little tiny guy. And I had my stops just below that, right at the bottom of the candle. And that was actually a really good move because we slid down, we tapped into it, and then we just skyrocketed up. I don't know what this was from. There's a bunch of, this is when they were starting to talk about there being a ceasefire, so we kind of boosted up. I was up about $700 at this point. I didn't cash out like an idiot, and I ended up going break even, which kind of blows, but is what it is. I kind of got lucky there anyways. That was basically off the back of news. But yeah, ended up taking one more. Not really going to go over this too much, but ended up taking one more right here when we tap back into this kind of gap. Went a little bit into profit off this inversion here, and then I ended up getting taken out, break even, right there. So not much else to say on that one, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Good day overall. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a long one. I yapped on a little bit. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. We have FOMC meeting minutes, and we just had this 800-point pump. So don't expect crazy volume tomorrow. De-risk if you're trading, I would suggest, because it's going to be choppy, but you never know with Trump. You might see some other crazy shit. So yeah, be careful. But I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.